Hello, beloved of the Most High. How are you doing today? Today, Sheila's not going to let me pay much attention to you. Sheila likes affection and attention. Sheila has a long tail. Most of our other cats have no tails here. They're her sisters. She just got all the extra tail. And she likes a lot of loving. Well, Jesus likes a lot of loving too. He loves on us in ways that are hard to explain and kind of hard to understand. This particular generation that's alive right now, that's been alive since the 40s, is a very favored generation. Jesus talks about generations. God and the Bible talk about generations and say that this generation was different than that generation. That this generation is a very evil generation, or that generation is this or that or the other about their strengths and weaknesses. And this is the most blessed generation that there's been on this planet. As far as God's concerned, this is the greatest generation. Nothing to be said about those people in World War II and World War I and all the other people who've lived who've just been amazing. But there are periods of time. Some people call them dispensations, but there's periods where God chooses to deal differently. And the deal is right now, you get in, and you get in easier. Now, there's an enormous amount of deception. There's crazy stuff all over the world. There's all these people talking about God, and they don't even know God. They just repeat some other stuff that they saw in a YouTube video. Look, if you don't know Him, in all you're getting, get Him. Just get Him. Get Him. Find Him. Let Him in your life. But I'll be willing to bet you know Him. You may have forgotten Him. You may have got serious as you grew up. But I bet you knew Him when you were a kid. Children have a way of seeing things. And Jesus says we must accept Him like a little child. And sometimes you have to get old enough to realize how stupid you are. And just let Him be there. So today, why don't we just let Jesus love us? Just let Him love you. Don't worry about all the religious crap and all this shit. And if guilt comes up, then you tell that to shut up. That's a guilt spirit. If something comes up saying God doesn't love you, that's fucking demonic. That's garbage. You don't need to hear that. You don't need to listen to it. If you eat it, then you'll go that way. Let's just pray that we let Him love on us today, okay? Let Him have His way. We don't need to be any different than this cat is with me. As you can see, she ain't scared of me for nothing, okay? And at one time, she was half wild. You couldn't even get her near you. Just let Him love on you. Let Him love on you. Don't make this all some idea in your head. Jesus is not an idea. I'm going to tell you something. Some people, they treat faith, I'll just say religion. Religion is a lot like porn. I know this is gross, but it's a lot like porn. Because when you're looking at porn, you're looking at that man or woman or whatever sexual act, and you're fantasizing in your head about some ideas. You don't know them. They're not. That's not your wife's breasts. That's not your wife that you love and that you've cleaned up her barf, and so you can thoroughly enjoy her as a whole human being. No, that's just an idea, and that's the way they are about God. God's just some idea. Well, in our culture, we paint God this way. In our culture, we do it that way. And that's all bullshit. That's all taking it and making it from man's viewpoint. Go to God. Let Him have you. Walk in peace with it. You don't have to be all confused. You don't have to be all driven by the things in this world. Let Him have you. Let His peace. It's His peace. We're also stressed because of fear. We fear that He's going to squish us like a bug. We fear that He's mad at us. But every time God says, peace, fear not, and He lifts them up. You know, they freak out and fall down. He picks them up. He says, fear not. So the word to you today is, fear not. Let Him love you. You are the most blessed generation that there is. You have the utmost grace. You have 5 times the amount of grace. You are so blessed. Just let Him have you. Just let Him have you. Jesus, bless Him. Keep Him safe. Walk with Him as you walk with me. Love on Him. And don't let Him get away from your love. Don't let Him move an inch. Keep Him right there and just love on Him. In Jesus' name. All His very best. Go with God. Blood of Jesus.